Artemisia Gentileschi. What a strong, beautiful young artist. How tormented and emotional her artworks are. She was a woman with a terrible backstory who used her pain as a footstool to create some of the most important artworks that have impacted viewers for generations. However, what are the differences present in some of her most famous works? Since the bio of this artist is relevant to the content, let's delve into the details. Born in Rome, Gentileschi showed great artistic talent from a young age. When she was 19, in the year 1612, she was raped by her tutor, Agostino Tassi, a fellow artist who had been hired by her father, who was pretty exploitative towards his own daughter, whom he had made pose nude as a model for his own artistry on several occasions. Despite the trial's verdict ending in Tassi's guilt, Gentileschi faced many challenges. The trial was highly publicized and traumatizing for both her personal psyche and career. Additionally, she was tortured by the courts as a mean to prove her innocence. Nevertheless, this ordeal was highly influential in her work. Judith slaying Holofernes is a painting that has always stuck out to me because of the way that Gentileschi depicted the brutal slaying of Holofernes. Holofernes, according to legend, was an Assyrian general who attempted to take control of the city of Bethulia. This is where our heroine, Judith, and her servant Abra enter. Judith and Abra sneak into Holofernes' chambers under a sultry cover, and once he has gotten himself quite drunk, they subdue him by means of head removal. This painting is so violent, so grotesque, yet I cannot look away. Without a doubt, Gentileschi's own experience and frustration at both the powers that be and her own helplessness in preventing her torture at the hands of the court have fueled her artistic prowess. The dominion of the women over the man is coupled with the shape and position of the cross-like sword, which symbolizes the act that the women are committing is one of otherworldly righteousness. I particularly like the facial expressions of each of the subjects. The two women, especially the one holding the sword, are shown with expressions of complete disgust, yet perhaps there's a strong kinship between the two, which transcends merely wanting this man dead. Meanwhile, Holofernes appears entirely helpless, thrashing futilely against the sword which is currently removing his head, much to his disdain. Perhaps Gentileschi inadvertently felt akin to Holofernes in this particular work. Venus and Cupid is a complete 180 from Judith slaying Holofernes. When you think of the words Artemisia Gentileschi, this gentle and serene painting does not come to mind. In fact, this work is one that goes quite against anything that you would expect from such an artist that had to fight her way to be noticed. Perhaps, however, this is the genius of the work. Venus reclines on a contrasting blue and red bed, while she appears quite nude in front of her son, Cupid. There is a definitive sexual undertone to this piece. One thing that I find quite interesting about this work is the similarity of Venus to Gentileschi's own features, as shown in her many self-portraits. What can the reason for this be? The two pieces were not created all that far apart in time, so there cannot have been too much change happening. Could it perhaps signify a reclamation of Gentileschi's own form? Perhaps a feeling of peace found in all the chaos? Or perhaps it could signify a patron who commissioned her to paint such a gentle piece? The motivation for an artwork that strays so far from Gentileschi's own personal style is as mysterious as the landscape found in the upper left corner. Was Gentileschi the same artist who painted this? Or perhaps it was another artist more well versed in the art of landscape painting. Then, there's the subject matter itself. One of these pieces is definitively biblical, while the other focuses on pagan themes. One is a celebration of righteous anger, the other is an adoration of the body of a woman. Nevertheless, there are some similarities. For one, I find the look of determination exchanged between Judith and Abra to be quite similar to the look of love exchanged between Venus and Cupid. Love is a strong theme in both of these pieces, evidently, and despite the differences in the pieces, both display prominent female figures, and both exemplify chiaroscuro, something that Gentileschi is well known for. Her ability to depict a powerful woman in many situations in the face of her own adversity, in both her personal life and her life as an artist. Her familiarity with the female form has provided imperative influence to the work. In closing, Judith slaying Holofernes and Venus and Cupid are simply remarkable works. They showcase Artemisia Gentileschi's versatility and ability to explore many different themes, settings, and emotional prowesses. While completely different, both pieces are uniquely significant in her career as one of the few Baroque artists that are female. Gentileschi's story and journey can profoundly be seen through these contrasting pieces.